Boys are struggling in today's society. Let's listen to some stats. Girls are more likely to graduate high school on time. Girls have higher GPAs and outnumber men in college enrollment. And the number of men in the labor force is declining while women climb.
Even former President Barack Obama discussed this topic with his wife, Michelle, on her podcast. Take a look.
I do think that there are some particular issues with boys that as a society we're not addressing. I do think as a society we have to create more structures for boys and men to have guidance, rituals, frameworks, encouragement, to be able to meet a wide range of role models so that whatever their inclinations, they can see a path to success that isn't just sports or money.
Yes. I'm like, yes. Okay, we have two experts here to help us weigh in. Niobe Way, professor of developmental psychology at NYU and author of Rebels with the Cause, and Carlos Whitaker, podcaster and author of Reconnected.
And like us, they are both parents of sons. Good morning, guys. We are so excited to have this conversation. We've been buzzing about it all morning. So why don't we start, Professor, I'll start with you and just kind of set the table. We put some of the stats forward there, but you've been studying this for decades. So do you believe that boys are in crisis, and what does that look like?
Okay, before I answer your question, I'm going to say that my son today is turning 26. Happy birthday, Raphael.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Raphael.
Yeah.
So there he is. Okay, so to answer your question, so I've been listening to young people for 40 years, and the story is mostly about boys and young men because we're not listening to them, and they've been telling us a story that we're not listening that answers your question. And the question, what they've been teaching us for 4 decades, right, and with these big studies that I do around the world, is that what they want most of all, which I'll tell you what it is in a second, they're not getting, and they're living in a society that they're having a hard time finding what they want. And basically, to make it very simple, the message I've heard from thousands of boys since 1987 is that what they most want is each other, is male friendships, deep, meaningful friendships in which they can share their thoughts and feelings without being laughed at, friends that they can also have fun with and hang out with, obviously. But that sense of, we know that we're social animals.
Yes.
Right? They need those connections. And if they don't get them, they suffer. And so most of the suffering, evidence of the suffering we see now is a product, actually, of poor social health among boys in particular, boys and young men.
Yeah.
And then they grow up to also struggle because they still don't get that. So the idea